Alright, YouTube, yeah, we're going to continue the H video here. I pulled the spark plugs out and put a little bit of mystery oil in each cylinder just to kind of, it's not stuck or anything, but it, like I say, it's been sitting for like 10 years or so, so it's probably a good idea to get some top-end lubrication down in there and see if we can't get this thing going again. But working on getting the points and condenser taken out. I don't know how well you can see that. And it is still 6 volt. The customer, my neighbor, wants to convert it to 12, so we're going to do a GM one-wire alternator conversion on this thing. And I've got the oil drained out of it. And the inside of the tank is cleaned out, so that's good to go. I haven't done anything with the hydraulics or the rear end yet, but that'll be soon to go. The coolant's full. It looks pretty good. I think we're going to leave it for now. I did notice I pulled the hood and the front sheet metal off because I noticed the front grille had a oil stain on it, and we're going to have to do something with this front wishbone assembly here. It's leaking pretty bad. I don't know where it's leaking from, but it appears to be leaking out of this cap right there. It's on the end of that shaft, so we'll dig into that and see what we can get into. But what I wanted to talk about right now is how the H compares to the one that came after it, a Farmall 300. Now, I own this tractor. This is my row cultivating tractor, and I just kind of wanted to nose them together and see how they compare as far as features and length and different things like that go. And obviously this is a better tractor as far as hydraulics and the TA and just various different things. And I believe these are heavier than an H is. I do believe these have the same engine as a Super H, with maybe a touch more compression, I don't know. But it sure runs good and it pulls well. So I like the shifter on these better. They're up where you can easily just kind of grab them with your hand, and they're up close to the steering wheel instead of being down between your legs. Now, I used to have a 400 also, and you've seen video of that probably, but the shifter on that one I had to cut down because it was so wore out where it goes into the transmission that when you had it in like second or third or reverse, first, third, or fifth, it would beat the crap out of your hand when you turn the wheel just right, because the shifter would hit your hand because it was so close to the steering wheel. So I cut it down and made it like an M shifter would be. But yeah, so let's get into this a little bit here. And I don't know how well you can see down in there. There we go. The 300 has hydraulic remotes up front here, one there and one there, and it's the same thing on the other side, so you can do a front mounted cultivator or whatever, a hydraulic lift implement that you would have up here. And the starter's a bit more accessible as far as that goes. The engine is pretty much the same. It's oil bath with a carburetor, points condenser, all that stuff, so I don't think literally anything changed. In fact, these earlier 300s, which this is an early 55, doesn't even have a dipstick. It still has the petcocks on the pan, so, which is the exact same as the H. So IH was trying to get rid of their H engines or whatever before they started putting the actual 300 blocks in, because this is a 55 300, and I have a 55 International 300 utility that you've probably seen before, and maybe not, and it has a dipstick. So, and it's the exact same year. In fact, it's even older than this one is, but just for the simple fact that this is a row crop version, they stuck that engine in there with this block without the boss for the dipstick. It's got the boss, but it's not drilled out, and it also, like I say, has the thing in the pan. So the 300s have a hydraulic pump here, as opposed to the H, which has the hydraulic pump down in the belly. So I think this is a little bit better of a design. Everybody's going to argue with me about everything I say, but I like this design better. The hydraulic reservoir is here, and I just have this on here because somebody screwed up the cap or whatever on here, and there's just a bolt, so I just had this can and I stuck it over there to keep the dirt out of it, but that's temporary. So, and the 300s have a PTO that you can disengage and engage on the fly, and it doesn't, when you push in the clutch, the PTO keeps going. And so that's awfully nice to have that separate, so that way when you're bush hogging or whatever, it doesn't push you clear through the fence row when you push the clutch in. So, this one has an aftermarket 3-point on it. I'm not real impressed with it. I wish it was a fast hitch tractor, but it's not. It works for what I need to do. So it needs new tires. I actually haven't had this tractor for probably not even a month. And I know I said I use it for my cultivation, but that's what I'm going to use it for. I have a 4-row 3-point cultivator that's I've already had hung off the back of here, and it seems like it's going to work just fine. So, but I actually got this tractor for free, so you can't complain too much about it. It's got a pretty nice seat on it. Need to do some work on the lights and different things, but it's coming along. But anyway, the H and the 300 are fairly similar as far as horsepower goes. I believe they're just, you know, 5 or so horsepower different. This one having more, obviously, but it's just odd how similar they are as far as the main structure of the tractor, because I do believe the front ends are the same, like the wishbone there, and the engine, like I say, and the transmission I do believe is pretty much the same. I know the housing's different, but anyway, so yeah, I just figured, I haven't seen anybody on YouTube have these nose-to-nose before, and I wish I had the sheet metal on the H so it'd be a better comparison, but they're both exactly the same height, as you can tell once you put the sheet metal on, and in the front anyway. This one, you sit up a lot higher in the seat on that one than you do on that one, it seems like, but they are very similar, so, which, I mean, they're meant to be, but so I just wanted to show you guys what it looked like nose to nose, just in case anybody cares. So, alright, have a good day, thanks.